SafeerePakistan, program focus on the life and achievement of Pakistani American.
SafeerePakistan.
I think the event today was, from what I can see, pretty extraordinary. It brings people from a multi-state area together here in Washington to have a dialogue about a number of national and international issues, and also to have some sense about how to be involved in the local political process and in the national political process. So there seems to be a great deal of enthusiasm here, and I was glad to be a part of it.
Are you the part of the caucus of the Pakistan caucus?
Yes, I'm in the Pakistani caucus.
Okay, what is your opinion about the President Musharraf's government? How he is doing as a partner with the United States of America fighting the terrorism?
I think President Musharraf is an important part of the international fight and war on terrorism. And President Musharraf is a great friend of the United States, and we want to remain strong allies.
What's your opinion about the Pakistani American community residing in the United States of America, their contribution in economy, science and technologies, and politics?
The contribution of Pakistanis to the American dream, the American culture, this country is enormous. It's extraordinary. Over the centuries, people have come to America from all different walks of life. As a matter of fact, the poet Walt Whitman said America is the race of races, and we are. So Pakistanis contribute to the health, the economy, and the richness of this country.
Okay. Do you have any exclusive message to the Pakistani American community?
My message to the Pakistani Americans would be my message to anybody that lives in America, whether they've been here for 300 years or whether they're newcomers from Mexico or China or anywhere in the world, that your desire to come to America enriches everyone else's life with your ideas, your dreams, and your diversity.
Nobody else but our own Chicagoan, Congresswoman Jachkowski.
I am a proud member of the Pakistan caucus in the House of Representatives, and in that regard, helping to build the United States-Pakistan relationship. I represent a district that is one of the most diverse in the country. Actually, 54% of the people that live in my district on the north side of Chicago are either immigrants or children of immigrants. And they come from all over the globe. Many of you may be aware of Devon Avenue, which is really an international marketplace in Chicago where people of various ethnicities and religions work and play together. It is a community that has been hard hit since 9/11 by many of the perhaps somewhat unintended consequences that happened. Let me just tell you, the weekend after that terrible attack on 9/11, I called for a solidarity march down Devon Avenue where people of faith from all different religions, where different ethnic groups just gathered. There were not really any speeches, although President Musharraf's brother was in Chicago and there at that march, to show that we stand together as Americans, proud of our heritage from different countries, but that we as Americans would not tolerate discrimination against anyone in our country. I think it's so important for members of the community, leaders of the community, prominent people in their own communities to come here and talk to members of Congress and look at them face to face and invite them to events. So this is very, very useful for citizens themselves, for representatives of the Pakistani community to come here to Washington.
What is your opinion about the bilateral economic cooperation between USA and Pakistan?
Well, it's clear that the United States sees the government of Pakistan in many ways as an important ally, a strategic ally, and I'm hoping that in the future that relationship will only grow and grow.
What is your opinion about Musharraf governments and the partnership with the United States of America and terrorism, fighting terrorism?
Well, I know that in many ways that President Musharraf has been an ally. Clearly, there are those who worry somewhat about the border with Afghanistan, but I'm hoping that working together, that we may be able to make significant progress in controlling the Al-Qaeda and terrorist organizations. That is the plan.
What is your opinion about the Pakistani American community role in America in trade, business, and politics?
I think we need to increase that business relationship with Pakistan. When we develop our economic ties even more, I think that helps to solidify that relationship.
Do you support Iraq war?
I have never supported the war in Iraq. I voted against the war in Iraq, and I think that it has helped to only destabilize the region, cause enormous loss of life, tremendous expense of our treasure, and it has to end. I'm supporting all efforts to try to end this war in Iraq.
The key to our success as a nation is that so many people participate in our democracy. So many people decide that they will register to vote, whether they're Democrat or Republican or Independent, and that they will not only vote, but they'll encourage others and their families to vote and to be involved in elective life. To the extent that politicians are only human, and to the extent that people in our communities, whatever their walk of life they're from, to the extent that they are active participants in the electoral process, it's just human nature that they receive more attention and that their voices are listened to, heard, and followed. So one of the beauties of an event like this is you see people, in this case whose families are from Pakistan, who decided that they don't want to just be spectators in this country, but real participants.
You know,
not just as voters, but also as those who contribute to the candidates that they think are best qualified, and hopefully someday to serve in elective office themselves at the state and local level and here in Washington. We're a better country because of your presence here. We're a better country because of our friendship with Pakistan. And my hope and my prayer in the days ahead is that friendship and that relationship will only strengthen and grow. And with it, your families, your health, and your prosperity. Thank you. God bless you.
Tom, the Pakistanis here in the United States and back home are indebted to you, and we are sincerely grateful to you for your aid in trying to bring Pakistan to the top. Please join me to welcome a great friend of Pakistan and a great friend of mine, Tom Harkin.
Finally, I read the history, and it opened my eyes as to the imbalance of what we were doing with Pakistan. That's when, I think it was 1995, I got on the Senate floor against that amendment that you mentioned, the Brown Amendment, Rashid, and I gave this long speech. It's longer than the speech I'm giving you tonight, so that's okay. I gave this long speech on the Senate floor about Pakistan and the history of Pakistan, our relationships with Pakistan. I went through the whole thing. Well, it must have taken me an hour or more, hour and a half, I don't know. It was a long speech. I was really intrigued after that how many senators came up to me and said, I didn't know that. I didn't know about Pakistan. I didn't know that they'd helped us out. I didn't know about the U-2 flights. I didn't know about any of this. Well, that came as quite a shock. I thought I was the only one that didn't know. And so thus began for me a long journey. Well, there is one other thing I found out after Sam Afridi came to work for me, and which I hadn't not even known. Here I represented Iowa for 10 years in the Senate, 10 years in the House. I am proud of the fact that in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, is the mother mosque of all America. The oldest continuous active mosque in America is in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I am very proud of it.